thought the film worked really well. Throughout, I thought the woman was missing the man due to the shots of him. However, I did spot the dog in both flashbacks and the absence of both in reality. I think it left the end open to interpretation, but it worked well to confuse the audience into thinking that she was, like, grieving for a loss of her husband rather than losing her dog.
Yes, I think the mood and emotions are obvious and they're portrayed well.
Yeah, I think so, and the music complements this, from her like reminiscing on her missing her husband and the dog to like changing to being more upbeat when the dog returns.
Yeah, I thought that all of the themes worked really well together and it created a really heartfelt and sympathetic story that has me engaged all the way through.
Yeah, it's really intriguing as to know what happened, but I just think that the one main theme of like loneliness was the most prevalent and that worked really well.
Not really, only when the flashback faded back into real life I got confused for about a second, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think it is by having the little blur around the border where it's in the past and by putting the shots next to each other. I think that worked really well.
Yeah, I think there's a clear-cut difference between what was past and what was present. The only issue I thought is that maybe could have needed some more interaction in the flashback with the dog, just to show that she's more connected to it.
Yeah, I got the impression that the woman liked the dog, because otherwise I don't think she would have hugged it or anything like that.
I think it appeals to an older generation who find the story quite touching and, at times even quite similar to them reminiscing about, things that happened in their past.
I think that it definitely makes sense at the length it is, but I think maybe you could emphasise more on the fact that she's thinking about the dog or thinking about the man. It was really confusing as to whether we were meant to think she was missing the guy, or whether we were meant to think she was missing the dog.
Yeah, I do. It reflected what was going on in the scenes well, and I think the end of the music wasn't very upbeat, but it worked well to create that positive emotion.
Yeah, it was shown clear with the use of fades and blurs that it was a flashback, and the fact that it started in the photo frame showed it to be to do with memories, and I like this idea.